Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video on my channel. My name is Josh Fan of ShowMeFootball.com and ArrowheadAddict.com, and I'm finally doing another Kansas City Chiefs 2022 mock draft. I did one of these, I want to say it was a couple months ago at this point with Hydra, and it was very early in the process, and we were just kind of having fun with it. And I hadn't done a ton of studying on prospects yet, but I've done a lot more now, and I definitely have formed a few draft crushes, and I think this is going to be really fun. And obviously, since then, the Chiefs have gotten a lot more draft picks, which makes doing mock drafts more fun. It's going to make the draft a lot of fun because they've got 2 picks in the first round, 2 picks in the second round, 2 in the third, 2 in the fourth. Like, it's just crazy. So finally doing another mock draft. I'm going to hope I hit all the Kansas City Chiefs' biggest needs in this mock. I might do 1 or 2, and I might even use the PFF mock draft site just to change things up a little bit. But for now, I'm going to do this one on the Draft Network, and the Draft Network is very random. PFF can be pretty random too, though, and sometimes PFF is unrealistic. Like, players, like, you'll just be able to build a super team sometimes on PFF because of some of the players that are available later on, and you do unrealistic trades. But at least you can trade in PFF, because on the Draft Network, you cannot do trades, which sucks, because, like, I know the Chiefs have like 4 7th-round picks. I really don't think they're going to use all 4 of those 7th-round picks. I think they're going to package those up and maybe turn them into 1 or 2 picks, but I'll stop rambling. So I kind of see a lot of good players that the Chiefs would probably take around pick 29 are gone. Perion Winfrey, I really like him. Taken. Chris Olave, gone. Kyer Elam, gone. But I'll take a look at the board. So we're looking at Daxton Hill, Treylon Burks, Boy Mafe, Ajabo. Nakobe Dean is still there, although I probably wouldn't take a linebacker this high, even though I do really like Nakobe Dean. As far as other wide receivers, we still got George Pickens, Christian Watson, Sky Moore. Honestly, I think the Chiefs' biggest need is probably edge. Now, it doesn't really matter which one I take first, since the Chiefs have both pick 29 and pick 30. So, yeah, I guess I'll just go with edge first, though. I actually really like Boy Mafe, because he's definitely the type of speed rusher that can come in here quickly and, you know, probably get some production in year 1. I really like him, and I know a lot of people like David Ajabo, who's also on here. Honestly, with the torn Achilles that he got, I can't draft him, and I know people are going to disagree with that, because he is a really good prospect, and he's probably better than pick 29, pick 30. But honestly, man, I can't take a guy that's not going to contribute in year 1. With the Chiefs still having this competing for Super Bowl kind of mentality going on, and I know they traded Tyreek Hill, which kind of makes it look like they're having a soft reset year, which I think it is, but I think they're still trying to win. And with just how bad the Chiefs' edge situation is, you can't take a guy that's not going to be there year 1, because, like, who do you have at edge? Frank Clark, Mike Dana. Like, that's not good enough, and I can't draft a guy in David Ojabo who's not going to be there, even if he is going to be really good in the future. I wouldn't love it. But anyway, I'm probably going to take Boy Mafe here, because I really like him and what he's able to bring to the table, especially early on. I'd definitely probably go wide receiver with this second pick, and I'll tell you who I would take in a second, but real quick, I'm curious who's at corner and safety. No one really of value there. Daxton Hill is still there, and I think Daxton Hill can play some cornerback, but I don't know, man. Wide receiver, also a really big need, and I think the Chiefs will probably take a wide receiver in round 1. I don't know. George Pickens could still be there by our next pick, and George Pickens is my favorite of these receivers that are still there. Treylon Burks, I've kind of cooled on. I don't know, man. Treylon Burks is the type of guy that, like, he's going to win those 50-50 balls. He's not a great athlete. He's definitely a contested catch type of guy, but the Chiefs don't really utilize that. They like speed and athleticism in their receivers, yet, I don't know, I forget who it was. It could have been Tom Pelissero, talked about how the Chiefs are having a philosophical shift on offense, and you've seen them sign bigger receivers like Juju and MVS who, still have a little bit of speed, especially MVS, but like those are bigger guys. Like Juju is 6'1" and MVS is 6'4", so I don't know, maybe they will go after a guy like Burks in that case. But if not, then you got guys like Sky Moore, Christian Watson, George Pickens. I know a lot of Chiefs fans like Christian Watson. Honestly, I'm lukewarm on Christian Watson. Reason being, he's a great athlete, but he's very raw. And I actually watched a lot of his tape. And again, very raw. And I noticed that a lot of his production, and his production wasn't great at NDSU. He had like 800 yards receiving as a senior. But 80% of that production came off a bunch of vertical plays because Christian Watson was just more athletic than everyone in FCS. And it kind of reminds me of Colin Saunders, like the Colin Saunders of wide receivers. Like Colin Saunders dominated FCS because he was more athletic than everyone in FCS. But does that really mean he's someone that can contribute at the NFL level? I don't know. Christian Watson, he has the ability, clearly, when you look at his testing numbers. But I look at his film and I see a player that is very raw and is still learning the receiver position. And I don't know, man. It's a risk. It really is. I don't know. Considering, though, that George Pickens is probably my favorite of all these guys, I'm probably going to wait to take him since they have him ranked as the 59th best player. And we could probably still get him by the next pick. If not, then, oh well. But I am probably going to take Daxton Hill because I can't pass him up here, knowing we still need secondary help, and he's a guy that can play safety or corner. So give me Daxton Hill. Boy Mafia and Daxton Hill, I think, is a really good start to the draft. Two players that could definitely come in and help in year one. Let's see. And George Pickens goes to the Bears at 48. That's not good. Who else is still there? Let's look. Oh, man. David Bell from Purdue. John Mechie. Man, see, this is not the scenario I wanted. And this is why the draft is risky when you're trying to replace a receiver like Tyreek Hill, because you don't know how the board is going to fall and you don't know how these guys are going to pan out. I'm not really a huge fan of David Bell. He's not a great athlete, like, at all. In fact, I think he's pretty and I know athleticism is not everything in a player. I want to make that clear, but if I actually look up David Bell's RAS score, which I know a lot of you guys like to look at. Yeah, here it is on Twitter. Yeah, see, he's not a good athlete at all. The only thing he has going for him is his size. He had a really subpar 40-yard dash, not a great vertical, not a great broad jump. That's not a player that I'm really looking for. I don't know. I guess I could go John Mechie here, but also I could probably get him at pick 62, though I said the same thing about George Pickens, and I really don't want to have to let the entire wide receiver board dry up. Let's see who else is available. Interior DL. I saw Perion Winfrey got taken in the first round. Ooh, Travis Jones from UConn. This guy is a freak. I want to read his bio. What do they got? Had offers from Boston College, Temple, Rutgers, and Buffalo, but chose to stay home and play his college football at UConn, where he developed into a highly regarded team leader. Jones arrived on campus at 360 pounds with 30% body fat, but has since dropped 30 pounds, and his body fat percentage is reduced to 13%. Jones' profile is best as a one-tech. That provides most of his value on running downs. He is a terrific athlete for his size and has found ways to apply consistent pressure on the quarterback. Yes, please. I really like Travis Jones. And I know a lot of people have kind of looked the other way when it comes to interior defensive line in this draft. I don't know why. I would love for the Chiefs to actually address interior defensive line and make a splash at interior defensive line to try and find someone that has that same effect they were looking for when they signed Jarran Reed. They had the right idea when they signed Jarran Reed. He just ended up not working out. But if you can find a player like, I don't know. Who was a player that oh yeah, Perrion Winfrey, the other guy that I wanted, who was taken in the first round. Like, he's another guy that I absolutely love, because if you put someone in there next to Chris Jones to actually eat up double teams and actually put pressure on the quarterback, man, you've got a hell of an interior. I don't really care where the pass rush comes from, if it comes from the edge or if it comes from the interior. I know pass rush on the edge is more lacking right now, and I'm sure the Chiefs will address that, but man, give Chris Jones someone on the inside to partner up with him and wreak havoc. I mean, that would be so fun. So I'm going to go with Travis Jones here. I really like that pick. And then I'm hoping John Mechie. Nope, he's gone. Okay. Well, we'll see who else is left there, because the Chiefs really need a wide receiver. We got Calvin Austin from Memphis. Jalen Tolbert from South Alabama. He's been kind of rising up some boards lately, Jalen Tolbert. Let's see what they say about him. Former two-star prospect. Fifth-year player that redshirted his first season and played sparingly until his sophomore year. 2021, he had 1,400 receiving yards and 8 touchdowns. Good combination of size, speed, makes him versatile. Speed to be a vertical threat. Could be an X or a Z receiver. I like the sound of that. I haven't watched a ton of Jalen Tolbert, but I've noticed that a lot of the analysts have started to rise him upwards. Also, they got Wan'Dale Robinson from Kentucky, who I really like, probably in the later rounds. Definitely a Tyreek Hill type of mold. Not saying he's Tyreek Hill, but he can do a lot of things. He's definitely a smaller guy, though, 5'11". I actually don't even think he's 5'11". I remember seeing something that he's actually shorter than that. So he's definitely a smaller guy. And then there's Tyquan Thornton from Baylor, who could be a nice late round prospect too. I kind of want to take a receiver here, but I don't know. I don't know if it'd be a great value. I keep saying, though, I can wait because of where they have some of these guys listed. Like, we're at pick 62 now. They got Calvin Austin rated as the 76th best prospect. But if I wait, I feel like he's not going to be there. Or like Jalen Tolbert. Like, I feel like he's not going to be there. Christian Harris, the linebacker, is there. Who else? Chad Muma from Wyoming. How about wonder if that Brandon Smith went yet. The linebacker from Penn State. No, I guess he's off the board. Oh no, here he is. Brandon Smith. This guy is a freak athlete too. This guy could definitely play the Sam role and be that third linebacker the Chiefs are looking for. I know they signed Jermaine Carter. That should not preclude them from looking for even another upgrade at linebacker. He would give them a heck of a linebacking core. And even if they consider it kind of a reach here, I'm going to take him because I am a really big fan of his game. He could definitely help elevate the Chiefs defense. We'll see how receiver pans out. Calvin Austin went. I bet you, what's his name, is also going. Yep, Jalen Tolbert, he went too. Man, wide receiver not looking great. This would have to mean the Chiefs sign or get another veteran receiver. Wan'Dale Robinson is there, though, and I really like him. I'm going to go ahead and take him because I definitely think he can be that gadget guy, too, that Tyreek Hill was when he was a younger player. I know they kind of already have that in McCole Hardman, and I'm sure he'll do more of that, but can never have too many of those guys, you know? Like, remember when they still had DeAnthony Thomas and Tyreek Hill? Let's see. How is the board stacking up here? Not great. We've covered a lot of our needs, though. Josh Jobe, the cornerback from Alabama, I think is an interesting prospect in the later rounds. Just not a super high ceiling, but a rather high floor. He's like, okay, for a scheme fit, they have him a press man corner. You know, they're going to be missing that with Charvarius Ward now gone. So if you could bring him in and kind of develop him to, you know, play the boundary, that would be nice. I'm more familiar with him than a lot of other guys on the board here, so I'm actually just going to go with him. I think that would be a solid pick at this point in the draft. Now we're coming up on our second 4th round pick. All right. Oh, Brian Robinson Jr., the RB from Alabama, went too. He's interesting. Zamir Wyatt, the Georgia running back, is there. I know Hydra's a really big fan of him. Ooh, Tyler Beatty. Yep, Tyler Beatty. He's the perfect running back for this offense. 4th round, I'm doing it. Tyler Beatty. Oh, my goodness. I kind of forgot about him while I was doing this. Some might not be a huge fan of taking a running back in the 4th round, but I don't care. Tyler Beatty all day. For my Mizzou fans out there, you know what Tyler Beatty is capable of. But if you're not familiar with Tyler Beatty, which if you're a Chiefs fan, you probably should be by now, but that guy is just electric. He can catch the ball out of the backfield very, very well. He's got good speed. I want to say he ran a 4.4, I believe, at the combine, which is great for him. Hard runner. When you look at him and his frame and his size, like, he doesn't seem all that physically imposing, but he runs really hard. He bounces off guys. He's hard to bring down. But yeah, you guys will have to take a look at him. Is Tyquan Thornton still around? Yeah, he is. They got him ranked really low. I could probably get him later on. Let's see. Oh, you know what? I'm going to see if there's any developmental right tackle players we could maybe take. Any offensive tackles. Ooh, Max Mitchell from Louisiana. Darrell Rosenthal from Kentucky. I like both of them. I'm not familiar with the top 2, Jones and Waldsko. Let's see what they say about Mitchell and Rosenthal themselves. Ideal role, left tackle or right tackle in a zone run blocking scheme. We do a lot of zone running, that's for sure. Darrell Rosenthal, what do they say about him? Developmental starting left tackle. I'd use him more as a right tackle here. If they're saying he's a developmental left tackle, well, it sounds much more like a right tackle to me. I'm wondering what his arm measurements are. But Rosenthal for Kentucky was very good, and I know that because I watched him play against Mizzou, and he definitely pushed our defensive line around. I think Max Mitchell is a more intriguing prospect. I think he has higher upside based on everything I've heard about him. So you know what, I'm gonna go with him because I know I'm not totally sold on Lucas Niang. Like, he was okay his rookie year. Got hurt a lot, which scares me, and then you got Andrew Wiley, and that's about it. And I don't know if I'm super comfortable with that, especially when you look at the way these other AFC teams have loaded up at pass rush. Like, you've got to have bodies to throw at that, so we'll go with him. I know the Chiefs were also reportedly interested in Verdarian Lowe, the Illinois offensive tackle, who's still here. With the amount of 7th round picks we have, I will probably just take him as well. Oh, did he get taken? Did he just get taken? Are you kidding me? Well, scratch that, I guess. Wow. So I guess we can really do anything here. I'll go with Tyquan Thornton, the Baylor wide receiver, who ran a 4.2. He ran a 4.2 at the combine this year. Who else? Smoke Monday, the Auburn safety. Ooh, Jerrion Ely, the Ole Miss running back. That guy is electric. This guy, I don't know if you guys have seen him play. He is a dual threat RB with receiving ability. I would say he's definitely more of another gadget type of guy too. Could play wide receiver or a running back. I know I've already taken Wan'Dale Robinson. I've already taken Tyler Beatty. But with all these 7th round picks, which realistically I don't think the Chiefs are all going to use anyway, I'll go ahead and take him because I'm a really big fan of this guy's game. If you watch him at Ole Miss, that dude was always making plays with the ball in his hand, and he can score. Like, it said it there. He had like 32 touchdowns over a certain span. I mean, he is electric. If you haven't watched him play, go watch some of his games. He's always getting the ball for Ole Miss. we could double up on edge if there's any interesting. Oh, Trajan Jeffcoat from Missouri. He's actually not even in this draft. I don't know why they have him listed. He already pulled out. He's going back to school. I mean, at this point, you're just kind of looking at best player available. Especially since, like I said, I don't think the Chiefs are going to have... I don't think they're actually going to be picking this late. I'm not too sure. See, at this point, you're asking me to do too much, because my draft knowledge is not this deep. I will go with. I saw a name that I was familiar with wherever it was. Oh yeah, Ollie Green from Missouri, developmental cornerback. Also because I'm a Mizzou fan, but. All right, let's take a look at our draft overall. So we ended up with Boy Mafe, Daxton Hill, Travis Jones, which I think is a great first 3 picks. After that, well, okay, Brandon Smith also I think is a really good pick. After that, it gets a little shaky because we weren't able to get a wide receiver we really liked, but we found someone that we think can do some good things for us in our offense. As a rookie, definitely going to be a guy who's a gadget player, and Wan'Dale Robinson. Josh Jobe, developmental corner. Tyler Beatty, I actually think he can come in and help from day one, but I know a lot of people aren't going to be a fan of taking a running back in the 4th round. Max Mitchell, definitely a developmental tackle with some upside. Tyquan Thornton, you're taking a chance on in the late rounds, but very blazing fast wide receiver who did some good things at Baylor. Jerrion Ely, my guy. That's actually probably my favorite pick at 243. And then Ollie Green, who I just kind of picked because I'm a Mizzou fan. And again, I don't really think the Chiefs will be picking at 251. But yeah, that's our first draft. I'm probably going to do another one. I'll probably use the PFF mock draft machine because I want to try this again, but get a better receiver because I don't actually think that the Chiefs will come out of the draft without taking a receiver in the top 60 picks. Like, that's not going to happen. That's just kind of the way the board fell for me, though. I think the Chiefs will be more aggressive, though. So I'm going to switch over to the PFF mock draft machine for a second, or I'll take a second to do that, and then I will be right back with you guys. Okay, so here we are with the PFF mock draft machine, and I'm going to go ahead and jump right in. Oh, did I not pick the right speed? Oh, no, you can adjust the speed as you go. Okay, forgot about that. All right, the PFF mock draft might be a little bit nicer to me than the Draft Network one was because I think that some of the better players will still be available later on, and I'll be able to pick more guys that I want. Like, we totally got screwed over at wide receiver in that Draft Network draft. So pick 29 and pick 30, really I'm looking at the same positions: edge, cornerback, and receiver. Boy Mafe, I could take him again. Maybe that's kind of lame though, because I mean, I already took him in the other one, but I still think he'd be a really good pick here. Nick Bonita from Oklahoma is a good player, but if I wait to take him, I don't know if I'll get him, and I think he'd actually be a reach right around here. But you know what? I wonder if I could trade down. Let me see if I can do that. Can I trade down? Can I trade with like Detroit? Detroit or something like that. Let's see. Well, we'll have fun with this one. I can try to make a trade. I could trade down, or I could trade down with the Jets to that pick 35. If I could get Jets, or no, not Giants, sorry. Jets. Where are you? Where are the Jets? Oh, or they were already on my screen. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, if I could get the Jets pick 30... Yeah, let's go pick 38. We could trade down pick 38. We'll give them pick 29. Or pick 30. Maybe I could stick with pick 29. I'll give them pick 30. And then they can also give us... We can upgrade one of our other picks. They give us 111, and we'll give them pick 121 so we can move up later on. Trade accepted. Cool. Okay. So pick 29. Who are we going to take? I will go with a receiver. We're going to go receiver with our first pick. And I wish Chris Olave was still there. I'll go George Pickens. I think he's worth the draft slot. I know they got him ranked as their 57th best player. I disagree with that. Dude ran a 4.3 at the combine coming off a torn ACL. His tape is also littered with circus catches. I mean, he will haul in almost any single pass. He's a freak. I'm going to go George Pickens. All right. Boy Mafe is gone, but guess who we can get now that I've traded down? That's right, Nick Bonito. Nick Bonito, the Oklahoma edge. I think he's a very good player. I don't like him quite as much as Mafe, but I think I like his value better at pick 38 than I like Mafe at pick 29. So, I think that trade worked out really well for us, and we upgraded our pick 121 to pick 111. So, all right, now I'm probably looking at cornerback. Jalen Petra's still there. He could play cornerback. Daxton Hill, I believe, is gone, as well as Kyer Elam, understandably so. I'm curious where they went though. Olave probably went very early on. Let me see. Yeah, he went 21 to the Patriots, and where did Elam went to the Bucks at 27. Sorry. And Daxton Hill went at pick 31. Okay, I'm gonna go Petra. Because you know what? You probably won't find him available here in most mock drafts. Or in the real draft, I think he'll be gone. But at that pick, I really like that. Now, interior D-line. Can I get my guy Winfrey? I took Travis Jones in the last one, but Winfrey is my draft crush, man. I really like Perion Winfrey. Because, again, if you could pair someone up that can rush from the inside with Chris Jones, that is going to be hell to handle for any offensive line. Winfrey and Jones in the middle, sheesh. I mean, again, I don't really care where the pressure comes from as long as the Chiefs can start getting more of it. And if that means getting a guy on the interior too, then that would be ideal. And look, I'm not a big fan of the Chiefs moving Chris Jones out to edge like they did last year. But again, a lot of the reason that didn't work out is because Jerron Reed did not give them the effect on the inside that they were hoping for that justified moving Chris Jones out to edge, because they downgraded their defensive tackle position and also minimized Chris Jones' effect moving him out to edge. But he can still play snaps at edge. He's done it before. He did it even after they switched him back inside. He still played snaps at edge and has in his career before. You know, you could do a lot if you just create that depth and bring in a bunch of guys that can do different things like Winfrey and like Bonito, and just, you know, really stack up with young guys in this defensive line. It would be a lot of fun, but you kind of get my point. Let's see who they just got as their best available. Max Mitchell, they have him ranked much higher on here than they do on the Draft Network. I wonder if where they got Brandon Smith on here, the linebacker from Penn State. Oh, Sam Williams too. We could double down on edge. I like Sam Williams from Ole Miss. There was also Mahai Sanders still available, who kind of plays like Frank Clark, and we already got Frank Clark for another year. I mean, I don't know. We also have Mike Dana, though, who's kind of similar to Clark in what they do. They got Sam Williams ranked a little bit later, and we do have pick 111, so maybe I'll target him with our next pick. And I could go, let's see, who's available at linebacker? Where's that Joshua Ross guy? Oh, they got him ranked real low on here. Not that I was thinking about taking him with this pick. I don't know. I could go offensive tackle again. You know what? I'll go Max Mitchell again. We'll take Max Mitchell because I like his upside. All right. Sam Williams, assuming he's still available. Yep, looks like he is. Because I really like his game. Ole Miss has a lot of exciting prospects come out over the last several years. All right. I forgot PFF doesn't do the later picks. They only let you go so far. Or assuming that's what you do. What you pick. I think you can do more picks. I think there was a setting for it I must have missed or something. But yeah, I'm really happy with this one. I actually did one earlier where I wasn't recording, and I don't even like that one as much as I like this one. So we get George Pickens, and we did that trade with the Jets, which I think worked out. Nick Bonita, the edge from Oklahoma, Jalen Petra, cornerback from Baylor, Perrion Winfrey, who's probably my favorite pick if you get him at pick 62. Realistically, I don't know if Perrion Winfrey will be available at pick 62 in the real draft, but if he is, the Chiefs should run to the podium with his name on the note card. Max Mitchell, tackle, and Sam Williams, the edge from Ole Miss. Chiefs doubling down at edge. So not only do they get someone new and young at edge and add some juice to the edge with Nick Bonito, but they can keep Frank Clark off the field as much as possible by getting a high upside edge like Sam Williams from Ole Miss. But yeah, I definitely like this one, the way it shook out much more than my first one from the Draft Network. But I want to hear from you guys what you think of my picks and what you think of my evaluations of some of these players. I know I think my Christian Watson take might be a hot take to a lot of you guys, but I don't know, man. I'm very lukewarm on Watson. Like, I still think he has a chance to be a really good player. Don't get me wrong or anything, but he's very, very raw. PFF gave my mock draft in this round a B, so that's good. I think it would have been higher if they didn't give my George Pickens pick a D+, but I don't agree with their ranking of George Pickens at all. But yeah, again, I'm rambling, so definitely let me know down in the comments what you thought of this mock draft. I'm definitely going to be doing more very soon. I'm going to ramp up the draft content as we get closer. I'll probably have Hydra on again soon since I know he really wanted to do another mock draft, and I know he's been watching a lot more prospect tape, and he can offer some differing opinions from me. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so more Chiefs fans can find this, and I will see you all in the next one.